Oscar, how did you choose Khan? Because it came out as a surprise. Everybody was shocked when they heard the news. And I heard you mention even before. What made you think that Khan would be a good opponent for Canelo?
Well, look, the truth of the matter is, I was sitting down on my couch, okay, and I was thinking, okay, what two fighters can I put in the ring and make it the biggest event, the biggest fight possible at the time. Gennady Golovkin has his dancing partner already. So what fight can I make? And as I was watching TV, I was watching a debate with Donald Trump. Okay, I was watching a debate with Donald Trump, and I said to myself, you know what? You have Canelo Alvarez, who's the biggest, most popular fighter in Mexico, on one hand, and what other fighter can I face him against? Wait a minute, you have one of the most popular fighters in the UK, and he's Muslim. Thank you, Trump. So he inspired me to make this fight, and now we're gonna have millions of fans watching on pay-per-view in Las Vegas, who are Mexican, who are Muslim, who are American, who are Mexican American. I mean, it's gonna be a spectacular event, and all thanks to Donald Trump.
Does he also inspire you to vote for him, Oscar?
What's that?
Does he also inspire you to vote for him?
No, of course not.
Why are you into?
Well, because we felt that was the big event. I mean, Golovkin has a dancing partner and a tough one. I mean, it's not an easy walk in the park for Golovkin, and who else can we shock the world with? We like thinking outside the box. I know Amir Khan for many years. He's willing to fight anybody. He's willing to go up there and just take the challenge. I mean, that's what makes Amir Khan great. I mean, when has Amir Khan ever been in a dull fight? This guy comes with everything, and he has speed. And the fights that have given Canelo difficulties have been fighters with speed, and so Canelo has to be on his A game. I think on the contrary, I think Canelo has to make sure that he doesn't go up in weight too much, because he wants to keep his speed, because Amir Khan's going to come with everything. This is going to be one of those fights where you have the most popular fighter in Mexico and the most popular fighter across the pond going at it on a super weekend like Cinco de Mayo.
From a promotional standpoint, does this feel like an easy sell, or do you feel you have to convince people? Because there is a lot of skepticism out there about whether Khan can take a punch from bigger guy.
No,
do you feel like there's any selling or convincing that you have to do to the public here?
No, there's no. I mean, obviously, as a promoter, you wanna promote the fight and send the message out that it's going to be a great fight. I mean, there's no other way around it. It's going to be a great fight. I mean, when is Amir Khan in a dull fight? I mean, I've never seen him in a dull fight.
Is there
when he faced Marcos Maidana? I mean, here you have Maidana, who gave Mayweather all he can handle. You have Maidana, coming after Amir Khan, and Amir Khan weathering the storm and throwing his punches and bunches. I mean, it's gonna be a heck of a fight.
Is there any small part of you though that's concerned that maybe he got touched on the chin early?
I mean,
everybody says it was a setup.
Anything can happen. I mean, anything can happen in boxing. I mean, what if Amir Khan throws one of his vicious body shots where he's known for throwing? I mean, anything can happen in boxing. And Khan's been down. He's gotten back up. He's been down. I mean, that's the excitement that Amir Khan brings to the table.
Can you talk about the T-Mobile Arena? The new T-Mobile Arena?
Yeah, we are. I mean, we're thrilled. We're excited. We can't wait. I mean, it's going to be a really cool experience for the fight fans to witness. It's like no other arena. I mean, I've seen the arena several times, and they've done a tremendous job. I mean, they have. It's state of the art. They have suites all around the arena. They have these levels of it's kind of like a party atmosphere where they have sofas and lounges, and they have Club Hyde who leased out several thousand square feet of space there to accommodate their clients, and so it's going to be one of those arenas where you just want to have a good time.
Speaking of venues,
Step
you
back a
were
little
in
bit.
Jerry's
Step back a
World
little
a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
How did that go?
Yeah, Jerry's World. It was pretty exciting. We talked business. We ended up talking for like 3 hours. I mean, he's building a new training facility out in Frisco. He's building this 12,000 seat arena, which I discussed with him possibly taking some HBO After Dark or Championship Boxing to his new facility there, and we discussed Canelo for a split second, and I told him, look, after May 8th, I will fly back down to Dallas and we can continue our discussions. But first thing is first, we have Amir Khan on our hands, and then we'll take it from there.
Are you a Cowboys fan now?
Am I a Cowboy fan? No, I'm a Rams fan, bro.
You had said you didn't think that Canelo would come in real heavy because of Khan's speed. Have you talked to him about that? Have you expressed any concern about him coming in having some?
Yeah, that's exactly one. Excuse me, I have a little cold here. That's exactly what I'm going to be talking to him about. Is it's not about power in this fight. It's about putting the speed and your punches together, because Khan's going to be moving.
Yeah.
He's going to be and you have to find him. And that's what's going to make it exciting. I mean, you have to find him. And when Khan gets tagged, he stays there and he fights you because he has a big heart. And Amir Khan's never in a dull fight, and he's a macho, and he wants to go in there and prove to you that he's stronger than you, and that's who Amir Khan is, and that's why it's going to be an exciting fight.
How much better is Canelo than when he fought Mayweather?
Oh, 1,000 times better. I mean, yeah, it's a whole different Canelo. I mean, especially after he fought Miguel Cotto. He now knows that he doesn't have to fight perfect. Everything he wanted to do was perfect, He didn't want to be off balance. He didn't want to throw weird combinations, No, go in there and just fight. Go in there and just throw your punches, land whatever you have to land, I mean, don't get hit. Whatever you have to do, just go in there and just put on a show.
I was going to ask you, so he didn't seem to throw a lot of combinations in that fight. That's why? Because he was waiting for
waiting for the perfect moment. He was waiting for, and that's exactly what he was saying. I was waiting for the perfect moment. That's the biggest flaw of the fight. He was waiting for the perfect moment. Exactly.
Oscar, so
If he does that with Khan, I mean it's gonna be very dangerous for Canelo.
Oscar, with the new arena and superstar Canelo and underdog Khan, for the new fans and the hardcore boxing fans, what would push them over the edge to make sure they buy this pay-per-view on May 7th?
Well, I mean, this fight sells itself. I mean, you have two of the most exciting fighters in boxing today. Amir Khan has never been in a dull fight. He's always giving us excitement. Remember Maidana with Amir Khan. I mean, that was a classic war fight of the year. Excuse me. Fight of the year. I remember Canelo Cotto. I mean, their styles are going to clash. Styles make fights. This is a classic matchup of speed versus power.
You were just encouraging a lot of people to vote. Who are you endorsing?
I rather would not say.
Oscar, correct me if I'm wrong. One of the elements in this fight that made this fight so shocking upon announcement was the rival promotional company that Khan's coming from. How much of a factor did that play in making this fight? And were you guys working?
No. I made this fight with Shah, his father, Shah Khan, and with Robert Davis. I mean, the real reason how this fight got made, I sent over a tweet to Amir Khan. I direct messaged him and I said, "What do you think about fighting Canelo?" And he told me, "Give me 2 days, give me 48 hours." 48 hours later, I'm in. I love it. And Amir Khan will tell you, "Look, I studied him, and I know I can beat him. I know I will beat him." So I mean, that's who Amir Khan is. I mean, he's unlike any other fighter out there that shies away from challenges. I mean, he will take on any challenge.
What made you might have just answered it. What did you think of Khan? Was it really the Trump thing, or was it?
I mean, it had something to do with it.
Stick with that story.
It did have something to do with it. But they're the biggest names in boxing today. You know, Amir Khan, he has that star power over the pond, across the pond, and Canelo's the superstar. And you know, the fact that we have a brand new arena, Cinco de Mayo weekend, it's gonna be a big event.
You must have loved the fact that everybody was so surprised, and you really cut.
The fact that we kept it under wraps. I think this is the first time in the history of the sport, I mean, that we've kept such announcement under wraps.
Even the insiders were like,
yeah, I think I have to pat myself on that one.
Good job.
Oscar, with Cowboy Stadium in the conversation, what do you think is the bigger market for Canelo? We know that Las Vegas is the mecca of professional boxing bouts, but do you think Texas is a bigger market for him as far as
well, I think the market for him is everywhere. You know, I mean, we're talking about taking him to New York. I mean, you know, I mean, first thing is first, obviously, on May 7th. But you know, I have plans of taking him to New York and exposing him there. You know, he has star power. People love him. People want to watch him. I remember when me and Jesse James Leija sold out the Madison Square Garden. I mean, you know, and whoever thought, you know. So it's people want to see great fighters. People want to see good action fights, and you know, that's what we're delivering.
Speaking of star power, what does it take to be a superstar in boxing? Not just for Canelo, but for any boxer.
I don't know. I think you have to have the whole package. The whole package is, I mean, you have to obviously know how to fight. You have to be willing to fight, take the chances, charisma. I don't know. There's something about certain fighters that just have it, you know. And I don't know what it is, but they don't come around very often.
Last questions, guys.
Oscar, of course, everybody talks about Gennady, and I know you said you're not looking forward, but is that a fight? The fans want some sort of confirmation that fight happens next, and they haven't got it. I mean, is that fight happening sooner than later?
Believe me, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I mean, I'm telling you, people, it's gonna happen sooner than later. Believe me, sooner than later. You know, it's a fight it's gonna be a bit complicated to make, but not impossible. You know, obviously, when you have a superstar like Canelo, you know, and when you have a fighter like Golovkin who thinks he's a superstar, you know, he's a great fighter. Obviously, but he's not a superstar yet. You know, can he get there? Absolutely. I mean, he's a tremendous fighter. But you know, when you have a superstar like Canelo and a fighter like Golovkin, negotiations can get a little dicey, a little complicated. But nothing that can be impossible to make. So you know, we're looking forward to it down the line.
Will it happen before or
guys.
after his 35th birthday?
Oh, way before. Way before. Yeah. We're not Mayweather Pacquiao.